Welcome back. Now think about this. How much can change in 120 days? Can you see the whole world differently in that amount of time? Can you fall in love?
Well, a local author is taking us on the journey of a man whose life changed forever when his younger brother told him he was dying of cancer. Stratton joins us to talk more about the book. Thank you so much for coming on with us today.
Thank you for having me.
And so your books are typically about romance, and this new book is such a tearjerker. Why did you take such a departure from your typical writing style?
Well, a lot of it had to do with my parents. They're both fighting cancer. And so through their positive attitude is really prolonged their life. They said that my dad would be lucky to make it 5. He's at 6 years this month. My mom was a year, and she's at 2.5. So for us, it really feels like the positive attitude and their positive thinking about wanting to prolong their life. They wanted to live longer, really is what's made that happen. And so I wanted to do a tribute to them. I wanted to show other people that you could. You could, just because you're given this death sentence, doesn't mean that you need to curl up and die. That you have time. You can still live.
You have to take that opportunity.
Exactly. And that's where Last Resort comes in the book. It's a resort where people who are dying can go. Instead of having their family sit there and watch them wither away and die, they can say their goodbyes, and then they can go to this resort. And they can go parachuting, they can do Shakespeare in the park, they can go to professional football games. It's kind of a bucket list type of thing, and it's about love and laughter and having fun and enjoying your last 120 days.
So how is it that you came up with 120 days?
Well, I kind of got to thinking that, most people when they get to that point, it's like, okay, you've got 4 to 6 weeks to live. So that's 40 days, and I'm like, if you only had 40 days left, and what would 120 mean to you then? That would be 3 times what they had originally given you. I mean, could make a huge difference in someone's life.
And of course, there's a butterfly on the cover. What's the symbolism of that?
Well, what happened is after my mom was diagnosed with cancer, she told my son, whenever you see a butterfly, that's me thinking of you. So butterflies actually play a huge theme in the book. To the guests that had passed away at the resort, they're kind of seen as butterflies throughout it.
Wow.
And now we were saying that, you have done a lot of romantic thrillers, and you're calling this kind of like your tearjerker. Why should someone want to pick up this book if it's, the tearjerker about cancer? Do they have to have some kind of personal, relationship with somebody that has had cancer, or are they just going to love the story of this book?
I think they're going to love the story, and kind of what I want people to take away is to live your life. We never know what our last 120 days are going to be. So don't wait until you get that cancer diagnosis to be like, oh, hey, I need to wake up. I need to start living my life. It is, obviously, it's a cancer book. It's a heavy book, but there's moments of light in it. There's a lot of humor in my life. There's humor in everyone's life, and you have to find that humor, and you have to laugh.
And the brother actually, does he find love in the book? And so we still have a little bit of that romance
Exactly. And it's a lot of it's his journey from going from, his parents were killed by drunk drivers, so he had to raise his younger brother, to going ahead and being a hardened man. And then all of a sudden his brother comes in one day and says, hey, I'm dying of cancer, this is our goodbye. You already raised me once, I don't want you to do it again. And the metamorphosis that he goes through at the resort is mainly what the book is about, the change.
And you're putting so much time and so much heart and so much effort into a project like this. It must have been quite the journey for you too, to write this book. So what was that like?
A lot of tears, a lot of tissues. I was lucky. I asked for my friends and family to give me stories of their loved ones that they've lost to cancer. And they've given me a lot of stories, and they're actually incorporated. Every guest that's at the resort is a real person that has lost their battle with cancer. And so it's pretty special.
And I know some other people that are either wanting to pick up this book or would love an opportunity to meet you, and I understand you have some signings coming up.
Yes, I'm going to be in LA at the Sheraton LAX for Authors by the Beach on September 19th, and then January 18th, I believe it is, I'm going to be in Las Vegas. And then April 9th, I'm going to be in Boston.
So you're definitely spreading
the
word of this book and giving everybody an opportunity. And then, of course, people, you're a local author, but we can go and find you online and your other works as well.
Exactly. All the books are sold on Amazon. 120 Days is exclusive on Amazon for the next 90 days, and then it'll be rolling out to Barnes & Noble and iTunes and all of that other. But all the rest of them you can find there too.
Wow, such a profound story, an important reminder.
Yes, and we want to thank you for opening up your personal life into your book, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to feel very deeply about this, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, we said you can buy 120 Days on Amazon now, Barnes & Noble, and Create Space. For more details on M. Stratton and her other projects, you can visit mstrattonauthor.com.